We're Sherry and Jem. For the past 24 years, travel's been a shared passion, which has been the central focus of both our personal lives and professional careers. But 5.5 years into exploring the world on motorcycles, bicycles, and an expedition four-wheel drive, we've hit a roadblock. 2 weeks ago, the coronavirus forced us to end our Overland travels across South America and retreat to the U.S. Join us at our little cabin in the woods where we strive to stay healthy, stave off cabin fever, and find opportunity in our new reality.
Hey guys, so we've made it. We've made it to vlog number 4, and more importantly, we've made it to day 14 since we arrived from Argentina, which is kind of significant because we feel like we're kind of at the fringe of the risk for having caught coronavirus from our travels in from South America. The last couple of weeks have been really relaxing. We're still at the little cabin here outside of Yosemite. The cabin itself is pretty simple. There's not much to say about it. You've got running water, you've got a sit-down toilet, there's a wood-burning fireplace, just really a sitting room, a kitchen, and a couple of bedrooms and a bathroom. That's about it. But that being said, what makes this place special and why I think we've enjoyed our time here so much, and have actually extended a little bit further than we were planning to stay, is because of the location. This is definitely an example of location, location, location. Not only is it on the edge of Yosemite, which right now doesn't matter too much because Yosemite is closed because of the coronavirus, but it's just a beautiful area, and there's a lot to do outside of Yosemite itself. So I'll take you down. Sherry's actually down here having a coffee, so I'll join her, but we're right in a river, which has been really, really nice. You can see it in the background. That's been really great for having coffee in the morning or just kind of some forced relaxation, reading and that type of thing. And then in addition to the river, there's a lot. I'm actually going to back up so I can actually have Sherry join us. Hopefully I don't fall off this.
Yeah, don't fall.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, but there's tons of hiking right around us as well. And I think our favorite trail is just, 2 or 3 minutes walk from the house. The corner. We've learned really quickly that as long as we get up early and go hike early, then we have the place to ourselves. We don't, we can get our exercise and outdoor fix and everything without really bumping into other people. So we're maintaining social distance. So the sun's poking its head out, and so while Sherry does some yoga, I am going to see if I can't get a quick trail run in before the rain starts again. Okay, so here's the thing. If you promise not to tell, I'm gonna let you in a little secret. The reason I'm running this morning is because we've been in the house all day, and Sherry said, hey, why don't we change into some workout clothes and do some yoga? And here's the thing. I love yoga, but it's killing me. We were back in South Africa this past year. We had a membership at a yoga studio there. I got so hurt, like I pulled a muscle so bad that I'm just now recovering. It's been over 8 months, I think it is. And so honestly, you might say right now, I'm running from yoga.
So while Jim is going out for a run, I'm going to do a few sun salutations and savasana. My yoga practice really suffered in South America, so now the only way I'm comfortable being filmed is if I'm really blurred out.
That was good. But remember, om's the word on the yoga. What happens in the trail stays in the trail. Hey, I'm back.
Hey, how was your run?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was nice. It was muddy. Although, if I had known that you were gonna be taking a nap on the floor, I would have probably stayed here.
I'm doing Savasana. This is like the best part of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we have. We've got camp, which I've never heard of before, so I'm just not even going to consider that one. The frozen matching game. That should be really fun for Jim. It's ages 3+. I think he can handle this one. The Yahtzee. Oh, Yahtzee. I haven't played that in a long time. That could be good. And are you smarter than a 5th grader? I don't want to play that game. I'm afraid of what the answer could be. Oh, and check this one out. The worst case scenario survival game. I think in any other time I'd want to play this. It actually looks pretty cool, but not now. I kind of feel like I'm living this. So as tempting as all of these options are, I think we might just want to watch Tiger King. Thank you. Mm.
All right, that's it. I'll own up to it. We did it. We watched Tiger King. No commentary. I'm just gonna say, if you've seen it and you liked it and you want more, check out the 1991 documentary, the PBS documentary about Jessica White. I think it's called Dancing Outlaw. God. Now, somebody give me my $5 back.
Since we've been on quarantine, we've been making all of our meals at home, which has been really nice actually because we can control our diet, and that's really difficult to do on the road sometimes. So tonight's dinner is going to be kind of any vegetable we could find on hand. We're going to throw it in a pot and we're going to call it vegetable soup.
One time when my brother and I were pretty young, I don't know how we were. We were definitely in elementary school and probably like 1st or 2nd grade. I don't know. And my grandfather was taking care of us, and we one afternoon after school or whatever, we decided to make this stew. Basically what we did is we took a pot and we filled that pot full of pretty much everything that were in the kitchen cupboards, probably every spice and things out of the refrigerator and whatever we could come up with, and basically brought it to a boil and turned it into just sauteed it down to something like a brown pudding, and we served it to my grandfather, and he was such a good sport and he said he would try it. And so we gave him a bowl of it, and all I remember is when he took a bite of it, he had this terrified look in his face, like he was about to have a heart attack. And he pulled a big white chunk of melted plastic out of it. And at that moment, we realized that we'd been stirring it with this plastic, disposable spoon. And at some point, we must have forgotten that it was in there. It just sank down to the bottom. It just melted into it. So we nearly killed him. So hopefully tonight, This is better than that.
To see all this snow out here.
Yeah, I feel like I feel a little bit giddy about it. It sounds weird, right? Because it's spring and we were looking forward to being in spring, but Sherry and I were just talking about it, and I think this is the first time we've had any type of winter feel. Like we haven't seen much snow or had any winter for a long time. Our last proper winter, I think, was 2013, 2014, I think,
yeah.
when we still lived in Chicago. I think that was the year they called it the polar vortex.
Oh gosh, it was so cold.
Yeah, what was the statistic? I think it was 45 days between December and January were below zero. And like our hot water heater went out, and it was just, it was a brutal winter that took the fight and our desire to have winters away from us.
Wait, but we were in Patagonia when it was winter.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So yeah, so when was that? 2017. We were down in Patagonia, and we decided we had this idea, which I'm not sure I'd recommend, right? But we decided to spend the winter down in Cerro Castillo, in Chile and Patagonia, and that was winter.
That was winter. That was proper winter.
That was really beautiful. We'd get up and we'd hike up into the mountains above Cerro Castillo and watch the condors soaring, and everything.
So cool.
Everything is blanketed in snow, and in that way it was really, really nice. And you get to see Patagonia when there's just nobody down there. And it gave birth to our bike packing trip, because the only people we met in Patagonia, and the entire time we were down there in the wintertime, all the overlanders left, all the backpackers, anybody else were gone, and the only people that were left were we met 3 cyclists.
Yeah, so much respect.
So much respect. So we were like, you know what, I feel like a powder puff in our Land Cruiser with our diesel heater and all that stuff, and nice and cozy, while these guys are on bicycles and sleeping in tents.
Until our tent froze that one night.
No, that's true.
I didn't feel like a powder puff then.
Yeah, so what Sherry's referring to is we went out, it snowed a lot there in Cerro Castillo, and we went out for the day, drive somewhere, I can't remember, and we put the tent down and we came back, and then we actually went and we had some friends down there, and we went and had drinks, and we didn't get back to our tent until midnight. And when we tried to put our tent up, it was frozen shut.
Solid,
It was completely frozen. We couldn't get it up. And so we were like, okay, well, we can, we have a way to make a bed down in the lower area of our, in the back of our Land Cruiser. So we made the bed, and then we realized all of our bedding and everything, our sleeping bags, everything that we had to stay warm was up, stored in the tent. And we're like, well, okay, we have a Webasto heater. And so we turned on the heat, and it got nice and toasty warm. And just as we were about to fall asleep, I heard this and the heater shut off. Yeah. And I realized that, I figured out later that it was about negative 10 degrees Celsius that night. And I realized that at negative 10 degrees Celsius down there, the diesel gelled. They have no treatment of the diesel, and the diesel gelled, and so the heater shut off. And so we sat there, I thought we were gonna die. We sat there spooning under a beach towel.
Oh, you're such a good person to spoon with, though.
Yeah, that was strictly survival. And
thank you.
Were you thinking about anything other than survival? I was like, we're gonna die tonight. So I can't say that this is really good weather. This is actually pretty awful weather. It feels like we're hiking on the Olympic Peninsula and not in California.
But still, totally great excuse to get out of the house for a little while, especially as much as it's been raining today. You know, it's lighter, so that's good. And yeah, so we're just trying to make the best of it and hoping that it's actually starting to pick up now. But I was going to say we're hoping that it's not going to pick up. We'll see.
But you know, we were just talking about what in the world are we going to do from here. I think when we left Argentina, things were happening so quickly that we didn't really know what to expect, and we thought, you know, maybe this will last a couple of months. And now that reality is kind of settling in, we don't know how long this is going to last. Is it going to last 6 months? Could it last a year? So, you know, like everybody else, our plans are kind of thrown up in the air, and we're just trying to figure things out, you know. So we don't have a house, so what do we do, you know, while we're here? Where do we live? Do we rent a place? I don't know, so many questions right now. But in the meantime, we are trying to just enjoy every day, and, you know, really grateful every day that we're not sick. And so we've, you know, like to come out here and hike and run and do yoga, meditate, you know, just taking advantage of each day that we have. So anyway, enjoy the walk.
There's a light at the end of the road that I'm aiming for. I don't see it yet, but I know it's there.
Wow, we're really lucky to have these waterfalls, like just in our backyard. I think it took about an hour, maybe less, to get up here.
I don't see it yet, but I know it's there.
It's funny, as I'm sitting here walking, I was thinking a minute ago, I don't know why, it's totally random, but I was thinking about how, you know, one of the best things about travel for us is usually it's trail running, but hiking too. Like we use it as a way to get out and explore, and that's always been the case in pretty much every country we've ever been in. We've done that. And so I was sitting here walking through all this water and everything, and I was reminded of the rainy season in West Africa, which then reminded me of being in Mali and how we decided to take these donkey paths. Basically, they're just, you know, these really narrow paths that links just the one village to the next in really rural kind of western Mali. And we were taking that, we kind of plotted a route through. Instead of taking roads, we were kind of following these paths. I mean, it was several hundred kilometers. And every morning we would get up and we go for a run through the bush, and we use that as a way to scout where we were going for the day for the first, you know, few kilometers up the track. And so one morning we were running, and we came upon these hunters in an ox cart, and it was like a guy and a couple boys and then another guy on a horse. And we pop out of the bush, and they came up, and we stopped, and we all greeted each other, and we asked them which way to Kita, and they said, they kind of pointed in the general direction that we were headed, which was, I guess, southeast. And then we said thank you, and we ran off, and we kept running. And as we kind of disappeared around the corner, we could hear them howling with laughter in the background, all these little kids giggling and everything. And it didn't occur to us for a while after that why they were laughing so hard. And then it occurred to us that, you know, here they are, like just at sunrise in the middle of the African bush, so far away from anywhere, and these two white people pop out dressed like they had just lost their way on the New York Marathon with full running gear and everything, and just stop and ask them which way to a town that's like 200 kilometers away. And then we just thanked them and ran off. And then we must have been quite the sight to them. I'm sure to this day they're still telling people about it.
Living on the last hope, turning harder. Living on the last breath, don't you lose the grip. Living on the last hope, turning harder. We don't see it yet, but we know we need it. We don't see it yet, but we know we need it.
Wet, but totally worth it. I think it's time for a haircut. That's better. But I guess here's the thing. I was talking to my cousin, and she said that her salon's closed. And it made me think, or actually Sherry and I were talking about it, and we're wondering, I guess with the quarantines all over the country and all the salons closed, what are you doing about getting a haircut?
So one of the benefits of having some free time in our hands in this little cabin is that we're able to focus attention on all the projects that just never make the top of our to-do list. Right now, I've sitting there going through some old video footage from our first Trans-Africa trip back in 2006, and I'm watching this video of us going through this gorge in Morocco. And at the time, we were just starting to cut our teeth in Africa, and we just started traveling overland for the first time, and we just wanted to get really far off the beaten path. And this is one of those days where it just kind of all went wrong. It was actually one of the first experiences in Africa where things just kind of came off the rails. Specifically Eric, our travel companion, had the other Land Cruiser we were traveling with. He got into really deep water in this river, and then he couldn't get out, and he almost flipped his truck over backwards trying to get out of the river. I think if I had known at that point all the trouble that was ahead of us, and that, you know, and that this experience we had just gone through was really just the tip of an iceberg, if I had known that at that point, I probably would have argued we should have just turned around and gone home.
Okay, well, that's it for vlog number 4.
That's a wrap.
I hope you enjoyed getting some insight into how we're spending our quarantine. You know, we're just trying to strike that balance of avoiding cabin fever, staying socially distanced, getting outside for some exercise, but it's all kind of easy to do around here because there's really not anybody around.
Yeah, we're trying to look at this as a real positive, you know? You know, the thing is, I don't think we know any more about what the future holds for us. I think that's how everybody is right now. And I'm afraid we're not going to know any more in a couple more weeks or a month either. So right now, we're just trying to be in the present, look at this as an opportunity, live life one day at a time, and yeah, and just see where the road ahead may lead. If you'd like to follow the journey, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, if you like this video, then we'd really appreciate it if you click like. I think that's it.
Yep, that's it.
All right, thanks guys, really appreciate it.
Thanks guys, stay safe.
Bye.
Right, so what do you want to do, Sherry? You want to introduce yourself? This is my wife, Sherry. Yeah. This is my wife, Sherry. Okay, you can see her. Sherry, do you want to say hi to the camera?
Hi, camera.
Yeah. So this is us. We're a couple. We're lovers, and we've been together for about 30 days now. I met her on a beach in Thailand. I was very surprised when she got off the plane here in South America, because when we met each other, she was Thai. So I paid good money for her, and somehow, as soon as we got off the plane here in South America, she turned into a white woman, which is very upsetting.